Evening, Gasheads. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to episode 22. Thanks for the support as always. As you can see, we're joined by Knappers from COS Vlogs. We're going to be quickly getting his thoughts before the game and before he goes and does his own show. Make sure you go and subscribe to Knappers, nearly at 13k on YouTube. So go and subscribe to COS Vlogs. I'm sure most of you know already how good his content is as well. As always, joined by Neil. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment your thoughts. If you're watching after, then let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep up the quality work. Thanks for all the support on the reaction as well. There was a lot of Costa Rican fans. I think there was like nearly 4,000 views on the reaction. So, yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, going to get Nappa's thoughts ahead of the game. First of all, what have you made your thoughts on the season? Obviously, not been very good to say the least, but you did get a vital win yesterday. But yeah, thoughts on the season so far for Fleetwood?
What could have gone wrong has gone wrong. We've had 3 managers. I think we've had 7 red cards. We've only won 5 times now all season. One of the worst records at home in the whole of the 92. We've lost games for fun. We were 13 without one and 15 in all comps. Dying out. The experienced players didn't want to be here. We had so many players at the football club that didn't want to be here, and it was just toxic towards the end. So, yeah, it's been a horrible season. What could have gone wrong has gone wrong. You thought when Lee Johnson come in, things would be different. And a bit like Barton, a bit of a car salesman, he'll sell you a dream. Sometimes doesn't always deliver it. And, I always thought Lee Johnson was wrongly sacked in my eyes. Charlie Adams come in and there's a bit more man management there. He's got rid of the players that don't want to be here and brought young, hungry players. And it looks a little bit better since he's come in. 4 points from the last 2 suggests that. There's still a lot of work to be done. We are everything but down. There's a 1% chance that we'll stay in this division, but while we've still got that 1%, we're still here, we're still fighting.
Yeah, completely agree. Like you said, yeah, it's been just crazy. Loads of managers, like you said, like some Marriott has left, who was on a lot of money. Vela the same. They sort of didn't want to be there. You brought in a lot of young players. I think I've seen that Boz and Luau, who actually we were linked with in the summer, who's now been playing in the midfield, has been very good for you, especially yesterday. I've seen on your vlog. Make sure you check out his vlog if you haven't already. But I mean, what's been your thoughts on Rovers? Like you said, I come on your channel last time, when Barton was sacked. I said, start the season 6th in the league. I think a lot of Rovers fans were pretty confident, not just because it was Joey, but I think the players we brought in, maybe a few of them haven't lived up. We've been very, very inconsistent, to say the least. We haven't put a run of, if we beat you, and that's if, it'd be the first time this season we've won 3 in a row. So that just tells you everything. What have you made your thoughts on Rovers?
You've got a good team and you should be where you are. In terms of what the managers have done, Taylor's recently come in, and I'm not going to pass on blame there. I thought Joey obviously could have done a little bit better in terms of what he had at his expense and what he told the supporters that he's going to do. 40 points now. Realistically, I see Bristol Rovers as that squad this year that are going to be anywhere between 9th and 12th that can have a dream with the playoffs. If they can go 3 or 4, wins in a row, all of a sudden then you think things are slightly differently. But I think the 7 or 8 above you that are better than you. I think there's certainly the top 6 at Oxford are better than Bristol Rovers. Blackpool probably just a little bit better. Then you're probably the next bracket with yourselves, Northampton, Leyton Orient, Lincoln, Wigan, and that is where I see Bristol Rovers at. You're a good team, got some good players. Martin obviously done the business for you. Obviously Thomas, is a good player at this level. You just put Conter in from Grimsby, and you've got a lot of experience in that team. Friend, Hunt, Evans is experienced player, Martin, very experienced player as well. But you've got a lot of good, young players as well. So a good squad. It's going to be a hard game. 23 points at home this season. But the only issue is for you away from home, at home. Sorry, too many draws. Too many draws. And Lincoln had that issue last year, and that begs my issue: are you good enough in an attacking sense that you can't break a team down, or are you just being unlucky? And I think it's a bit of both. I think that if you could just maybe have won 2 of those games that you drew, you'd be 4 points better off, and things look slightly different. Away from home, it's been that typical mid-table side where you can go to Bolton and win, then you go and lose your next 3 away, then you go and beat Exeter away, and that's the issue. When to get the playoffs, 5 years ago was hard. It's even tougher now. You need an 82 points. Basically go and average 1.7, 1.8 points a game for the season, and it is really difficult. Bristol Rovers are doing well to be where they are, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we've said it pretty much every week that how frustrating and inconsistent we've been. I mean, obviously Fleetwood have struggled massively, but if you were to say the strengths and weaknesses, what do we have to look out for, and where can you get in sort of in front of us or get into us, what would you say they are?
I think I'll go for our weaknesses because there has been quite a few mistakes. I think fullbacks was our main issue. Now we've actually got fullbacks at the football club. It's fitted in. But yesterday we played Broom and CJ. CJ played at left wing back. He's a right wing back / right winger, and we've got Broom as a centre midfielder playing right wing back. So I think the areas of of difficulties getting down the sides, crossing into the box, and look, it's not like you've got a big 6'4" striker in the middle. Plenty of years of experience can score goals. This season, you definitely don't have one of those, do you? Chris Martin for one, and that's been our issue all season, really. Midfield, we've lost too many battles, and strikers, we've not really offered much. But in the last 2 games, we've gone to more of a front three, and it's looked better. Promise will come back in on Tuesday, I'm sure, and it'll be him, Coughlin, and Stockland. The big units, we're very big now. We're a very big unit of a team. And we should be doing better. And looking going forward, we've got a bit of pace, power. A bit dynamic about us now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Dawn Toy, he commented. It's been a while, but he said, can we have our player back now? Yeah, there was a lot of rave reviews, and like Neil said, it is only 1 game. Hopefully, he can keep it up, but no, we're definitely keeping him. Ben saying how many of Fleetwood sold? Obviously, there's
have a guess. Have a guess, and I'll tell you because I know this for a fact because I looked before. Have a guess.
Yeah. People can guess, but it's interesting to know that Broom, who's been, I think he's been injured, hasn't he, for a bit of this season. He obviously came through Rovers Academy, wouldn't given a fair chance, I don't think, but he obviously got the 3rd goal for you yesterday, so that'd be an interesting return. Ben said 35. I don't
68. I believe
68. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot. Where you are, how your form is. People
it's a horrible trip as well.
Yeah, and it's a horrible trip, and of course we've got to do the same thing in a few months' time as well. Come out to you on a Tuesday night, so that should be fun. But me and Neil are going to get into our lineups later and our predictions. But what would be your start 11? You think Fleetwood are going to make tomorrow Tuesday night?
What I think or what I'd like? What would you like?
Either or, up to you.
Well, I'll go for the realistic. Lynch will be in goal. I think left back would either be CJ or Boys. Hopefully, Boys is back fit. If Boys is back fit, you put him there. If not, CJ goes there. I think it'll be Hennigan, Wirradu, and Campbell back 3. Right wing back. If Boys is fit, you put CJ there, and then you put Boys on the other side. Otherwise, you put Broom there or Rooney there, potentially, whoever's fit. Midfield, Mayo will be in. And I think he might even go for someone like a Kilkenny, bring him in, freshen the midfield up a little bit. And I think a front 3, potentially, of Promise on Cherry, he'll be back. Stockley and Coughlin as well. So it'll be very interesting, but I think it'll be similar to, I don't think it'll be wholesome changes, but there'll be a couple, I think, just to freshen up because it took a lot out of us. It took a lot out of me, never mind the players.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I'm sort of worried about going into this game is, the fact that you're saying that you've, especially with the few recent signings, you've bought more of a physical team, more height. That's what we use. We do struggle like Burton, physical players. We struggle against teams like that. And as well. And of course, you're going to be buoyed with that, it's been, what was it, three months you last won a game. So with that win and a clean sheet, same as us, we ain't kept a clean sheet in, it was 18 league games and 17 games in all comps before yesterday, which is madness. But yeah, give us your score prediction as well.
Score prediction. I'd love it. I'd take a point. I really would, because I jotted up how many points we need to. Well, I realistically would do from the Wigan game, and I'm spot on so far, 4 out of 4. I'd take a point. I think we could do with 2 points this week out of you and Lincoln. If we get a win, sneak it. Obviously, in the back of my mind, I do think we could grab something Tuesday night. We've been there before. I'm going to go 1-0 Bristol Rovers. I think you'll just sneak it, and I think it'd be a late one as well. Dagger to heart.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's been, I remember one of the games in recent years, I think it was 2017 when we scored late. I think it was a James Clark winner when Hunter put you 1-0 up in front and we come back to make it 2-1. So hopefully we can get the win. And then, yeah, that was a Tuesday night. But hopefully we can get the win and then you can beat Jake as well. Because I'm sure especially Ben would be loving your League One Live, the week Lincoln lose.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna leave it here because obviously you've got to get ready for that. I will watch it back after we've done this show, but appreciate you for coming on, and I'm sure I'll see you Tuesday as well. So go and subscribe to Knappers. Keep up the quality work, and I'll see you on Tuesday night.
Top man, Charlie. Thank you.
Cheers for coming on.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, that was Knappers. Literally just wanted to get his thoughts. He's got his League One live in a minute, so just wanted to get his thoughts and predictions. We will get on to our sort of preview on it later on, but we're gonna talk about the Exeter game as well. But yeah, hit the like if you haven't already. Keep getting your comments in. We're gonna get into our Exeter game now. Back-to-back wins, a clean sheet, like I just said, for the first time in 18 in the league and 17 in all comps. I think it was the back-to-back wins we had the last time we kept clean sheets when we beat Carlisle on the Saturday and Newport in the EFL Trophy. One change, Finley out-injured. McCormick was out-injured as well. He went on the bench. I think McCormick must have got injured in training because he didn't even come on last week. And also, there was no Matty Cox, even on the bench. Hall was back. I can't remember the last time he was on the bench. But, yeah, what was your thoughts going into the game? Aguilera, the only change in that starting 11. What did you make going into the game? And what was your whole performance on, thoughts on the performance and the result?
Lineup-wise, I said it before the game. I think Cox was sort of collateral damage. I think if you can only name 5 loans and you've got a threadbare squad, and you've got a goalkeeper that can go and sit on the bench anyway, I just think he's collateral damage. I don't think there's anything against him. I don't think there's anything gone on there. I just think it's one of them. We've got 5 loans, and you're pretty much surplus to requirements in that respect due to the fact that we've got a goalkeeper that we can just go and keep that warm for a bit. And if the worst case scenario, then we've got one to go and goal sort of thing. So
yeah.
I was surprised to see Aguilera go in, to be honest. I didn't think he'd go in. I didn't think he'd put any of the loans in to start, to be honest. And I was concerned that he was going to go in there as a 2, considering he looks like a mascot rather than a footballer. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing of him. Do you know what I mean? He looked tiny, doesn't he? So considering he's going to go in there with Conte in a 2, Conte's not only been here a minute. Do you know what I mean? I thought we could get exposed there if we're not careful. Other than that, I feel it sort of picked itself. We've said that about our squad, enough to know that regardless if we've got Saturday, Tuesdays, we're not blessed with the ability to be able to switch it up greatly. So those were the only 2 sort of things that I sort of highlighted. I was gutted to not see Macca available, but that's how it's going for Macca at the minute. He's picking up niggles here and there, and he's only picking up niggles because his body's not used to the workload probably, and he can do something in training, then pull up, get sore, anything like that. It's going to be a long road back to, and it'll be the same for Josh Grant, to be honest. These little things will just keep cropping up. It's annoying. As far as the performance goes, it was very much like we have been, I think, under Taylor when we do sort of get points, whether it be a win or a draw. It was efficient without being wonderful, and I'll take that all day. Like, I'll win a game ugly every day of the week if we get points. I don't care what it looks like. I know there's purists out there who want beautiful flowing football. I couldn't give a monkeys, to be honest. I'd win ugly every week if we had to. I think we started really, really second best, to be honest. I thought over the first sort of 15 minutes, you could see why Exeter have brought Woods in. They play that way. They're short, sharp. They go out the back door. They're in no rush to go forward unless they have to. They don't gamble on turning sides round. They don't stretch you massively. They just look to keep the ball and get you chasing if they can. And that will suit Woods down to the ground. So I can see why he's been recruited. I thought it took us the best part of 15 minutes to get the ball back, to be honest. We didn't really do anything. And then when the goal came, that whether it would have been first half, second half, whenever, it needed a bit of magic. That game required a bit of magic for anything to happen in it. And when it came along, like, you can tell that kiddie has been through a certain school and culture of football, because if you look at the way he weighs up that goal, we see it. I've said it before. All good players at any level, if they're a little bit better than the level, that they see the picture early. And from the start, you could see he never gets ahead of the football. He always looks for the pocket. He always looks for the space. He always looks for the pocket. And the first touch is immaculate to set it up. The strike's the strike. You know what I mean? It's a great strike and it flies in. But after that, you think, oh, this kid, he scored. Let's have a look at him. Let's just keep an eye on him. And if you watch him play, never gets ahead of the football. Always head on a swivel. He doesn't let anyone get near him. He doesn't choose to get marked. So if the ball's 40 yards ahead of him, he won't go and chase to catch up with play. He'll just keep his head on a swivel, scan the pitch, and if it doesn't matter where the pocket is, he'll just stay in it. Which if you're a midfield general and you're told to go and get on him, you're second guessing yourself, because you think he's a million miles away from where I want to be. Yeah, but he's a threat because he'll drift off here. So as far as what we've got there as a footballer, he looks like he's got a great football IQ on him. He looks really cultured, lovely. I was thinking, he's a South American kid. He's going to be trick for a trick. He'll come in, he'll throw you double lollipops, try and do Cruyff turns and all this. His ball retention was excellent. Yeah, he just did the fundamentals really well, and that's what I liked about him. I'm not desperately asked about all the flair and the double lollipops and going by people. If your ball retention is brilliant and you can find pockets of space and you can hurt people in the final third, that's your game. I thought Exeter would probably come away from that scratching their head. They probably thought they should have got something out of that. At the end of the day, they've hit the woodwork twice. I know we've spoken about Aguilera, but let's be honest, Jed's won us that game.
That save. Watching the highlights of the save, it looks good, but from behind the goal, you see the proper swerve on the ball, and the way he was already going to the left and he's clawed it. I couldn't believe it. I was there like ready to put my hands on my head, like, oh no, like what, like that's gone in. But unbelievable. And again, like we talked about on Thursday, he's just and like Tom says, the way that he's just commanding. He commands again, the talking, the shouting. Like we said the other day, I think the loan is, and I know it's early days. He will make mistakes. He is young, but quality. All you can ask from him, and more. Really, really, really good. Like and it's good to finally see. We spoke about it. It's good to finally see him getting that chance, and that save from behind the goal. I couldn't believe he got to touch that. It was massive deflection.
Yeah, and you could tell he was made up with getting something on it, because it looked like it was creeping away from him, but he was made up to get something on him from the reaction after it. But I think when we went 1-0 up, it suited Conte down to the ground once we went 1-0 up, because we got dead narrow. We sacrificed all the ball to get good shape and be organised. We had plenty of experience in front of Ward, like with Friend, who had another good one for me. I know it looks like he's picked up a niggle, but him and Willow did really well. I thought in marshalling that at 1-0. I just thought that sort of side, the side we've got, and the patterns that we have suit us defending a lead. You know, I thought we played 1-0 pretty much. Yeah, you're away from home. It doesn't matter who you play. They're going to have a spell. Do you know what I mean? And the first one that come off the top of the bar was a bit. It looked like Jed looked like it was safe. He looked like he was amazed that even hit the bar. Do you know what I mean? It sort of looped into no man's land. I think they had one that went. He sort of screwed it back and it went just past the post. Maybe might have been second half, early part of second half.
Yeah.
Other than that, they sort of huffed and puffed, but I thought we did all right. To be honest, I didn't think we were under the cosh for long periods. I thought we marshalled and we were good at 1-0. To be honest, as far as seeing that out, being organised. Yeah, we were deep, but sometimes if you can defend deep, do it, because there's no point letting someone run in behind you if they've got a threat to do it. You know, there was the one from Cox, wasn't it? We needed Jed and he saved it. Other than that, I don't really remember him really getting in behind us because we had good shape and we decided to defend on that line, which was pretty deep. But we were organised, saw it out. Like I said, efficient without being wonderful. But I'd take efficient without being wonderful every week.
Yeah. Completely agree. Yeah, Gas on 90 side. Ward save when Exeter through 1-on-1. Yeah, that was good. It was sort of weird. If I was an Exeter fan, though, I would be pretty angry about that because Ward he hit it the way Ward was already diving. Like he should have gone the other way. If I was an Exeter fan, but yeah, it's still a very good save. Of course, it's a good save. But if I was an Exeter fan, I'd be a bit annoyed that he didn't go the other way because Ward was already diving. But still a top save. And yeah, Tom agreeing as well. Yeah, I thought Friend was quality, really makes a real difference. Like you said, he went off. So I think even if he would have played the whole game and not look injured, he definitely wouldn't have played Tuesday night. Obviously, we'll get into our lineups later and our thoughts on that game. But yeah, it's a little annoying because that's just what's happened to him, hasn't it, this season. He's because of the games, like the sort of 2 years present to joining, he hasn't really played much. Yeah, it's sort of affected him quite annoyingly because he is like I think if he was in the team every week, he'd be a real plus. But it's a shame really. Ben saying very impressed with Often Vel was winning headers and getting down the line. Yeah, I thought he was really good, Vel. There was that ball, won it the first half where I think he went past 3 players. And got a brilliant crossing, and it looked like that Evans header was going in, but their keeper saved it. Like you said, we didn't have loads of chances, but it's the same as what Taylor said after the Oxford game. You look at, I know the Exeter game before and the Blackpool game, we didn't really have many chances, but you look at the Barnsley game and the few other games before that, how many chances we were having, but not converting, whereas the Oxford game, we had maybe 4 shots on target, 5 on target. We scored 3. Yesterday, what did we have? 2 on target. I haven't actually looked at the stats, but I should imagine it's no more than 2 or 3 on target. And the one, like you said, it was such a brilliant goal. The way, and like you said, I've done research. I'm sure a lot of people researched him. We Forest fans were saying a lot about him. I mean, yeah, let's not get too carried away, of course. Neil said that, before we went live, which is true. But, signs are, looking good. Like you said, the way he already has pictures in his head. And like you said, you see all these players at a high level, like midfielders, where they're always scanning the pitch. Like you said, that's the real difference. He already knows what he's going to do before, anyone else does, which I really like. And just the way he always wants the ball. He always wants the ball, even there was one time I think it was in the second half where he lost it, but you're going to lose the ball. But and there was a through ball as well he did in the first half. I think it was to Evans. I think Evans was offside, but the ball was like out of nothing. It just went through. I was like, wow. But yeah, he looks a quality player. Gaspar saying, do you reckon we could buy? Probably not. I don't think we would. Maybe another loan, but even then, apparently, I've heard a few different rumors. I've heard he's on, and obviously we're not paying all of his wages, but I've heard he's on 20 grand a week. So even with, and considering how I think he's, what is he, only 20 anyvel, but yeah, I'd definitely loan him. I don't think there's no way. I think maybe if we were, yeah, if we had more money, then we could, but I would love to be honest, because he didn't, his whole loan didn't work out. But for us, I know he had a slow start, not because of his own doing, because of, Barton wasn't really playing him. And then when he was, he was playing him for like 15, 20 minutes. But once Barton started playing him left back and now he's in the left wing back role, I think it really, really suits us as well. And got a Costa Rican, Luis, or Luis is probably how it's pronounced. Hi dudes, greetings from Costa Rica. Take care of our boy, and I hope he brings you many happy memories. Yeah, he's already brought us one happy memory. Yeah, hopefully he can keep it up. And yeah, thank you. Like I said before we went on, the match reaction, the Costa Ricans were absolutely loving it, as you can imagine. Like they were, all of them were like, take care, he's class. And yeah, hopefully it continues. I'm gonna have to start learning Spanish. I'm gonna have to start learning Spanish, but yeah, I'll have to just go on Google Translate, like I think everyone else has done. I've done like on my main Instagram, I put the video of Aguilera's interview, a part of his interview he done, the first one when he joined, and just put in Spanish. But yeah, it's nice, and it'll bring more. It's already brought more followers. I'm sure we're going to see Costa Rican flags and people coming over, and it's good. It's really good that when he first joined, like I would be honest, and I think many Rovers fans, didn't know who he was at all. But when you start doing research and you look that he played in the World Cup a year ago and he's starting against Germany and things like this, and you see all the good comments, it's only good thing. And for us to not even have someone in recruitment, I think who was it that was our recruitment guy under Barton? He's left. I forgot his name.
Eddie Jennings.
Yeah, that's it. Eddie Jennings left. So yeah, it's good to see that he's picking these players. And I know we didn't see a lot of Harry Vaughan and Baggett. They come on quite late. But yeah, hopefully, they can also be very good. And yeah, everyone loves us. Yeah, Ben saying, 26k a week. Yeah, I've heard between 20 and 40. So it is a lot of money. Just chant, Babette, Big Baby is the way he's called here in Costa Rica. Yeah, I'm sure. And yeah, Rovers already done it on X or Twitter, as most people know it. So yeah, even into Gordo as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone tuning in. Hit the like, really does help out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Really do appreciate the class support. As you know, we're always live on a Sunday if there's a Tuesday game, live every Thursday at 8 p.m. So make sure just notifications are on, and there's always match reactions, etc. And don't forget to follow the socials as well. And Tom Butler saying, I thought that was a wind up when the Forest fans, you'll get loads of Costa Rican fans commenting on. I know when I looked at, usually it's between match reactions, maybe 1 and 2,000 views. But when I seen, I was like, nearly 4,000 views. I was like, Jesus, is there something wrong? And yeah, it's literally like loads of Costa Ricans. So yeah, that's good for the channel as well. So appreciate all the Costa Ricans as well. But yeah, I mean, we did chat about our window a little bit before. We'd already signed Baggett. We hadn't signed Aguilera and Harry Vaughan. But what would you rate the window? I might have asked you this question before. And before we signed Aguilera and Vaughan, but I know it's early days. But your thoughts on the window? I think 6 or 7 left, and we brought 4 in. Obviously, the 3 loans now. What have you made? And I know we haven't seen much of Vaughan and Baggett. I know they come on really late, and you've seen Aguilera for 1 game. But thoughts on the whole window for you? How would you sum it up?
I think considering where we're at as a club and a side and what the season is going to eventually be, I don't think you could have asked for a better window, to be honest. Yeah, we left it late. The Azza one, was inevitable by the look of it. It was going to happen. We've banked the money, not been daft with it in the same window. And we've gone and got some loan players to see us through until, the summer, to bulk us out and give us a bit of volume. Now, these loan players the question is: are these loan players just to see us through to summer, or is there genuine intent there for them to return next season? Immediately looking at the Aguilera thing, you're thinking on the basis of one game and what he's given us, you ain't got to open L. Do you know what I mean? He's on the basis of one game. If he continues that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other ones, you don't know if the conversation is he's there for you to look at. You've got first refusal. Now you've got him on loan to see what you think of him in the summer, and if a deal can get done, whether that be a transfer fee, they're out of contract, or a loan, or whatever. I don't think you can ask for a better window, really, considering where we're at this stage. You know, we banked a bit of money, sold a good asset that rightfully probably didn't want to be here no more because he knew he could go and maximise his earnings elsewhere and get a promotion, etc. And then we've gone and, you know, bulked our side out with a bit of volume, with the potential of bringing him in longer term, maybe in the summer. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think if you was to score it, I think considering where we are, I'd be a B+, wouldn't it?
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, I mean, I was on a space Friday night. I think I give it before we signed Aguilera and Vaughan and Baggett. I think I give it around maybe if it was going numbers, I'd have probably said a 5. But now we've brought in the 3 new players along with Conte. Then I'd probably give it a 7. So that would probably equate to a B+ as well, to be honest. So very good. And Yambi Sims, even it's you as well. Attacking corners should be interesting when we've got a back 3 of Taylor, Baggett, and Wilson. It's gonna be interesting to see when that does happen, because we know Taylor is out injured. He had to have fluid drained from his knee, and Baggett, we would have thought. Well, I would have thought anyway, he might get a start on Tuesday. And obviously Wilson, hopefully, I think I've said it a lot of times, but he makes such a big difference. I think when you got the 2 on the right-hand side and Hunt and Wilson, and Hunt was up against I'd probably say that was their best player yesterday, that Dion Rankine, that young, very tall, good with his feet. Looks a quality player, to be fair. I thought he was their best player in the first game. And I thought he was very good. Yeah, very good. But like you said, the way we went deep, that was to, protect our whole defense. And like you said, watching it being there live, I was like, I thought, obviously I done a little reaction yesterday, but my thoughts on the game, like you said, I thought it was a slow start. Second ball. I think a lot of the game, was, efficient without being, very, very good or very effective or amazing on the eye. But like you said, first half, I don't think Ward had a save to make. Second half, of course, he was called into action a bit more, but a lot of the chances, apart from the one where they did the through ball when sort of Kramer missed the ball when it went through and he made the save, a lot of the shots were sort of either free kicks or long ranges. So that was the other good thing as well, is that we sort of limited them to, big chances, and so they were throw out. But like you said, when you can come away with 3 points, I think the first win at St James's Park in 12 years, which before we done the preview, I didn't realise how bad it was, our record there. And the last time we won there was when we had, who was it, Broghammer, Matt Gill, you're talking like some pretty mad players. And obviously for all you youngsters probably under 18, you're thinking, you might not remember them as much, but if you're like 20 odd plus, you think, wow, like and that was those days when that was like bad. That was, I think we won 2-1. So to go there and win is massive. I thought Exeter, considering I know they've had a pretty probably poor season overall by their stance and their views of their fans, I think they're one of the better footballing teams we've played this season without looking amazing or without scoring a lot of goals. I know they beat us and scored one in the other game, but for me, I think they're up there with teams we've played and how they play and how they move the ball. Would you agree to that, Neil?
Yeah, I think they do. They are nice on the eye. They are nice on the eye, but ultimately it's about points, isn't it? And I've watched and I've played against enough sides to know that there's loads of sides that are lovely to watch, but you can get the better of them. You can get at them. Sometimes those sides are the better. You're better off letting them have it. You're better off letting them have it because they'll get really comfortable in what they're doing, and you can pinch it. And I think there probably is another way that Exeter can play, but with the personnel they've got, they're choosing to do what they're doing, and they're just not getting the rubber green at the minute. But from what I've seen of sides down there, they probably are the best on the eye. But like I said, you do whatever you need to do to get points, to be honest. I mean, I'd cheat to win a game if I had to. Do you know what I mean? It makes no difference.
Yeah, that's of course that's their only. I say only. It is a massive issue, of course, is that they haven't scored enough goals. I think they've only got 21 league goals, so we've got nearly double the amount they've got. So
but they're not leaky either. They're not too leaky either, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why they can keep clean sheets. I think they've kept 10, 11 this season, but that's their problem. That's why in some games, yesterday, maybe if they would have had a better striker, they maybe get something from the game. But yeah, that's why they are down there. Really, it's because they haven't scored enough goals. Yeah, they kept clean sheets, but yeah. And Tom Butler saying about time he won there, especially living just outside Exeter. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it's been that long. Yeah, I was 15 the last time we won there. So yeah, and that was bad times. God. Just noticed my pick on screen. It needed changing by Aaron. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. He got an assist, but yeah, like we've talked about, we talked about it, on the last one on Thursday, the fact that they, Collins leaving. I think we discussed it. I think it was the right time. I think he brought in some, the Vaughan in that has got pace and Aguilera that can play a number of positions, even though his preferred position is where he played, yesterday. But yeah, it's interesting. Hopefully Maka, like you said, it's been very frustrating with him this season. The loan season he come in. I don't think he got injured the season after when he had the really good Wimbledon season. He didn't get injured, but now, yeah, sometimes it just goes that way for you. You just pick up niggles and then yeah, we know Finley has been struggling, so hopefully he's not out for massive time. Maybe it's just a rest. Maybe he might be back. Who knows? Maybe, but we'll have to see what Taylor says, in his, press coming up for the game. But yeah, getting on to Fleetwood, I know, we talked with Knappers early. So if you have missed that, we've already got Cod's vlogs, Knappers, Ben Atman's thoughts on Fleetwood, and we've got his prediction and his thoughts. So if you have missed it and you've just tuned in or just tuned in for the last sort of 30 minutes, and if you want to go and watch back after, then do. Make sure you subscribe to Cod's vlogs as well on the road to 13k. But yeah, thoughts going into the Fleetwood game and thoughts on them this season.
I've been really disappointed with Fleetwood. I thought Fleetwood would kick on from last season. Even under Brown, I thought it's gone so wrong for them. If you look at what they did, sort of thing in the summer under Brown, they got rid of the likes of Johnson, Robertson, Batty. They got out there, they freed up some money, and they've gone and got in players like Brooms. I thought Mayer was a great signing for him, and then they bring in Tashamanga. I thought he'd do really well for him. It was weird that the Nia Sala one going was weird because I thought he's a decent centre half for League One, to be honest. Yeah. But if you remember when we played Fleetwood at home when they were under Brown last season, about November, in the last minute, that side there and the way they put that epitomised what Fleetwood are about. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Epitomised, especially what Scott Brown was about as well. And that Sean Rooney, he sort of epitomises what they're about. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's how you need to be. If you're a club like Fleetwood, you need to be like that to get any joy. And then you look at them this season; they're getting it for 3s and 4s, and that was never Fleetwood. Do you know what I mean? They never get it for 3s and 4s. They never roll over. But they've been in a right mess. And if you was a bit like what I am, really on the outside looking in, and you look at it, you think they're cut adrift now. I can't see them getting out of that. They are cut adrift now, to be honest. As far as I think it's 3 from 4 and nailed on.
Yeah.
And they're in that. So yeah, I'm surprised by the way Fleetwood have gone. I don't want more to say about it. I think we should be looking at, the Mem on a Tuesday night is horrible to go to. Don't matter where you are in the table. I think we should be looking at, taking another 3 points. I know 3 on the spin is unheard of this season, completely unheard of from us. But I'm expecting 3 points. I just am. I mean, we should be beating that side.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Question from Kieran as well. Thanks for tuning in as always. Do you think Jed Ward has a chance of being number 1? Well, yeah, he currently is, and yeah, I hope he is for the foreseeable future. I don't want it if he does really well. I don't, I can imagine we probably do get another keeper in the summer, but yeah, if Ward is doing well, of course you need competition as a keeper for any position. If you want to win and keep players fighting for places and keep them on their toes, you need, of course, competition. But yeah, Jed Ward for me, if he carries on the way he's going, looking good, commanding, making the saves you expect him to make, or making quality saves, and yeah, for me, I'm sure for you, Neil, you also agree, and every gas head this out there agrees with that.
It's in Jed's hands, isn't it? It's in Jed's hands now. It's whether if he isn't next season, it'll be because of him. Do you know what I mean? It's all on him. If he's got the shirt now, I expect if his level of performance remains what it is, he'll go into next season as our number 1. But like I said, it's all on Jed. It's his shirt now. It's up to him whether he performs in it or not. And at the minute, that's who I'd pick in goal for us.
Yeah, 100,000%. 100,000%. I think they're gone. To be honest, I don't think Cheltenham are gone. Yeah, they look in a bad way, but I just got a feeling Darryl will get them out of it. I know they lost 3-1 in a big game, and they looked poor yesterday, to be fair. But for a majority of games under Darryl Clark, they have looked good, and they've been in a lot of games, and they've got some good points and some good wins. I don't think they're still out of it. I think Reading, even with the players they've lost, they've been like at the start and throughout some of this season, they've been really poor. But if you look at them for quite a while, I can't remember the last home game they've lost. It's because of the point deduction. But realistically, I think they will go down. But looking at Port Vale now, they look a shambles. For Fleetwood to, I watched Napper's video before we went live, and he said for Fleetwood to score 3 goals and keep a clean sheet tells you everything you need to know about Port Vale. I watched Crosby's interview as well, and the fans are absolutely raging. I think, and some of the good players that they've signed in January, I think it's Dan Gore for Man United, really highly regarded talent, is injured already. They don't look good. They're fuming with Loft. Loft up front. They're going berserk. So I think they're in. Off the top of my head, who else? Carlisle, I think, are down already. They've tried spending quite a bit of money. They're gone. I think Fleetwood will go. Port Vale, I think, will go. What are the teams you think?
There's too many down there at the minute today. I think Reading get out of it. I think Reading get out of it because of their form and what they can do. And I think the other 3 are cut adrift. And I think it's between Port Vale and Charlton. Charlton are banging in trouble. They are banging trouble, Charlton. And they are dropping like a stone. And Nathan Jones has got a big job on his hands there to turn that round. I think Reading come out of it. The 3 that we mentioned drop, and they'll slug it out between them. I think Port Vale and Charlton, and I don't think it's going to be who's the shittest out of them. I don't think someone's going to survive by the skin of their teeth, but not through being any good.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, you think Kieran's actually asked anyway. But I mean, you think it'd be Cheltenham, Carlisle, Fleetwood, and one of Port
Cheltenham
Vale.
or Vale, yeah.
Cheltenham,
one of them
Port
2.
Vale, yeah.
I think Reading.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. Cheltenham, they've looked I don't know.
They've got a
Really.
lot of points to come back. There's a lot of traffic in front of them. That's a lot of points they got to get back.
To be fair, I haven't really been looking. I know I've seen like results, but I haven't looked at like the table. I've seen,
they got to make up like 7-8 points.
That's true.
I think they're cut adrift, mate. I think they're cut adrift. Even if it only takes one side in front of them to pick a point up, and they're still like, you know what I mean? It's difficult because they're never going to win 2-3 on the spin. They're not that side, you know what I mean? And they're on a threadbare squad. They're going into the game They're going into every game with the same 11, 12, 13. I think they're gone, mate.
Yeah. BRC Bill, thanks for tuning in. Saying can't see Carlisle. I think they've made one good signing in the Harrogate striker. I forgot his name now. The one with the ponytail.
Armstrong.
Yeah, Luke Armstrong. That's the one. But the rest, I'm not really buzzing about looking in from an opposition view. And they've just been poor all season. You look at the finances they've had before the new ownership come in. I think I put Carlisle bottom of the league, I think, to start off with, and I think they are bottom, aren't they? So they look. Yeah, I mean, I think we've done it a few weeks ago. Who would you say? Let's have a quick go on the top 6. Who would you say top 6? I think both of us agree on Bolton to win the league.
Yeah, Bolton to win it. Derby behind them. Pompey, Posh, Stevenage, Barnsley.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, to be honest. Although I still do think, I mean, we've said it. I still think Rovers have got a slight chance, and I know you think I'm probably mad at Rovers fans, but I
understand what you're saying. Is it mathematically possible? Yes, but Stowe's winning the lottery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It depends if we can go on if we go on a run now, I think it's possible.
Yeah, but you're banking on other teams losing as well. You're banking on other teams. There's so much traffic in front of us.
They are though. Other teams are losing.
I'll take that. I'll be your bookie then, mate. You tell me what you want. Tell me what odds you want. I'll give him you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm keeping the faith. Probably more stupid than not, but 17 games to go. What was that? 50 odd points. I think we've
got to make up 13 points, haven't we? It's like 13 points. We've got to make up. Like we've got to gain 13 points on someone else.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting with.
It's going to be championship form. It's going to be.
Yeah. We're going to have to go on
to get in there. To even get in there, it's going to be needing title winning form.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But probably not. But if it's not us, then I would agree. The same teams as you. Blackpool are too inconsistent. And I think Oxford won't do it. I said that at the start of the season anyway, and even on their little run, and I think even if maybe if they would have kept Manning, it'd be a different story because they were looking good even when they didn't play well. They were winning games. So, that under Buckingham, they just. Yeah.
If you look lower than Blackpool, I think it's Orient are just underneath them, isn't they? I think if you look at Oxford, Blackpool, and everything underneath that's cut adrift, there's a big point difference in them too. I think once you get down to sort of 9th, I think 10th place, Orient, us, Northampton somehow are in and around it.
Yeah, your mate Brady's doing well for them. Fair play.
Love you, John. I think they're all cut adrift. I don't think we get close to that. That sort of. Yeah. I think Blackpool, Oxford are the only ones that can keep slogging it out. Yeah.
Yeah, people are laughing there, loving it. But I said at the start of the season, I'll keep it, and then hopefully I'll be buzzing at the end of the season. But I doubt it. But we might as well. We'll get on to our starting 11s now, predicting our 11 for Tuesday night. Then we'll get on to score predictions. So let us know your thoughts on the starting 11. Like we said, we don't know Finley. We don't know whether he's just rested for Tuesday. I don't know, but I wouldn't go. If he needs a week or save him for Saturday or something. I don't want to. Of course, they'll see what happens. But what would be your starting 11 for Tuesday night?
I think, like I said about our squad and what we can do as far as changing it, I think the only change I make is Friend out through injury by the look of it, and I put Baggett in the centre of that defence as the middle of the three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
I would like to change, like if Finley and Ward, Ward were
McCormick.
fit, if you could play, not even Macca really. I just think if you could get one of them.
Ward's still out, I think.
For but if you could, what I'm saying, if you had one of them two fit that you could play in alongside Conte, then I think you could see Aguilera playing off of Martin. You know what I mean? I think we'd be able to see exactly how good he is, like when he remains at the pitch for long periods of time. I think by the look of what you've seen Saturday, he's got the football IQ to be able to go and play in a Conte. He's probably got Conte's probably say, you know what I mean, you're going to have to do an awful lot of running and covering ground, a lot of dog work here, which suits him because the kid ain't going to be able to do what you do as a pair when you do it with Finley, or if Ward goes in there now and does it, he's got a lot of legs to get about it. I mean, I'm not saying he's lazy and he don't run, but he's not got that physical premise who's going to snap into a challenge for you. He's always looking to do what he can when we've got possession of the ball. It'd be nice to see what he could do if you could get him playing off of us, but we haven't got the personnel to be able to move him at the minute. I think he'll go in there again with Conte. To be honest, they'll go and get on the grass for a day or two and try and work on stuff. And I think the only change I'd make is I'd go and put Baggett in the centre of defence and say just go and do what Conte does. Yeah,
that's fair enough. Yusuf's Ward, Wilson, Kramer, Baggett, Vale, Thomas, Conte, Aguilera, Evans, Brown, Martin. Yeah, that's interesting. Will be interesting because I think Thomas, and I think Thomas at some point will need a rest because he's played loads.
I can see him doing an hour and then getting dragged, but I just don't trust Brown to start at the minute. Like, that's just me. I'm not saying there's not a player in there.
I agree, to be honest.
I'm not saying there's not a player in there and he won't come good or he's no good, etc. I just don't, at the minute, I just don't trust him to start a game for us in that area. Yeah, I get why fans get on his back, but is the way he carries himself, his body, like, he is very laboured and he looks very relaxed, and our side is full of urgency now, and he stands out like a sore thumb when he's out there.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. But obviously, everyone can, their thoughts as well. But getting on to score predictions now. Leave us your score predictions, whether you're watching now or watching back later on or tomorrow. Let us know your thoughts. But Neil, score predictions for tomorrow. We're going to keep another clean sheet.
I'm going to surprise you now, I think, and I'm going to say that we'll win this, and we'll win it pretty convincingly. I think we'll win it. I think I can see us winning 3-1. I think we can really turn over. I know they've had a good result, but they've got to travel a long way. Inevitably, when you're down the bottom side, like Adams will be looking at that and Charlie Adam will be looking at that and going, you know what, I've got about 12 or 13. I can really hang my hat on it and rely on it if we're ever going to get out of this. He knows his squad's not good enough to do much, so there's only a few that he can really rely on. So you can't turn your squad around. They've got to travel an awful long way off the back of probably putting a lot of energy out to go and beat Vale, and then he's got to look at his fixtures, because I think you're looking at a week Tuesday. They welcome Reading, and that's a 6-pointer. So he's got to try and keep as many fresh for the big games as he can, and he's not going to be able to have the luxury of turning players around. So I think if we can make Fleetwood work really hard Tuesday after a lot of travel in our game, I think we could run over them late.
So what are you going for? 3-1.
3-1. I'm going to say, yeah.
And goal scorers?
Martin, Hunt. We'll give Aguilera another one, and Mayer for them if he's fit.
For them. Yeah. I'm not sure if this comment is for me saying about top 6 or for Neil saying we're actually going to win a game.
I ain't that bad. I think I'm pretty sure I have predicted to win a game somewhere down the lines.
No, you have, to be fair. But it's probably for me, to be honest. Tom Butler saying Brown was doing sprints on his own on the pitch last night. Yeah. I mean, on his own is pretty mad. But he didn't come on, did he, yesterday? I think it was only defensive. Was it mainly defensive? Well, Vaughan come on for Thomas. Gordon come on for Harvey Vale, and Baggett come on for Friend. So I think the rule of thumb is with that.
The rule of thumb is with that is if you don't play half an hour, if you play less than half an hour, you do doggies after the game just to get it out your legs. That's just how it is. Why he was doing them on his own is beyond me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Oh, Jevani Brown. Oh, right. It's about Jevani Brown. But yeah, you're gone 3-1. We got Gaspap gone 3-1 Rovers. We've got Tom Butler with a clean sheet, 2-0 Rovers. Martin and Evans. Yusuf has gone 3-0, clean sheet and also 3 goals. Baggett, Martin and Aguilera. And yeah, let us know. Keep getting your comments in. 43 of you in. Let's see 43. Score predictions if we can. Fordham Blues gone 2-1. For me, I'm going to say I'm also going to go 3-1. And I'm going to go with the same scorers as Yusuf as well. I've got a feeling if Baggett starts 6'5", if we can spring in a few good crosses or set pieces, I think, Baggett will win. Baggett will win a header, or whether it's a volley or a header, I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, for him to get a goal. Yeah, Martin to continue his form. I think he's got. I know he didn't score yesterday. He didn't really get the amazing service, or didn't. I think he had one chance yesterday where he was off balance in the second half. But I think he's got 7 in his last 6 games in the league. So yeah, hopefully he can make it 8 in 7. So yeah, I'll go 3-1 as well. I would like a clean sheet, but I just think Stockley always causes a bit of trouble, so I think he'll probably score for them. So yeah, I've also gone 3-1. Both of us going with 3-1, and quite a few 3-1s as well. But yeah, Fordham Blue 2-1. Martin. What's that? I know. Maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe 3-1. And Alicia's also gone for a clean sheet, 2-0 as well. But yeah, we're pretty much going to end it here. We've talked, a lot about the game, a lot about the new star man in Aguilera, Jed Ward, quality again. And yeah, back-to-back wins. Like I said, hopefully we can make it 3 wins in a row in the league for the first time this season. Can we do it? Hopefully. And BRC Bill's gone 2-0 as well. Martin, Christina Aguilera. Yes, that'd be lovely. I fancy a 4-0 thrashing. Jesus, that'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. But yeah, we're going to end it now. If you've missed the start of it where we talk with Knappers from COS Vlogs, then make sure you go back and check that out. Leave a like if you haven't already. I know I've gone about all the time, but it helps more people come to the channel. It helps it get out there with the algorithm, etc. So hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Thanks to Neil again. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Keep up the quality support. I'll be back on Tuesday for a reaction, and then we'll be back on Thursday to do a Burton preview as well, and obviously react to hopefully 3 wins in a row. So yeah, and Gordo's gone with a Martin hat-trick. That would be class. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening and the rest of the few nights until the game. And yeah, thanks for watching. Up the gas.